There is a place on this earth, a quiet, sprawling city that holds more wealth than all the stock exchanges, all the Silicon Valleys, and all the gold vaults of the world combined. It is the richest place on the planet, and you will never withdraw a single dollar from its reserves. This place is the graveyard, and its currency is not money. It is potential. It is the silent, compounded interest of dreams that were never invested, of songs that were never sung, of battles that were never fought. Every headstone is a ledger entry, a final balance sheet of a life that ended with a surplus of what could have been. I want to take you there, not with your feet, but with your mind. I want you to walk these silent rows with me and hear the whispers of the might have beens. Because this isn't a ghost story. It's a warning, a confession, and perhaps, if we listen closely, a redemption. I used to think the saddest sound in the world was the cry of a child, or the final breath of someone you love, but I was wrong. The saddest sound is silence. It's the silence of the violin that was never taken out of its case, the silence of the canvas that was never touched by paint, the silence of the heart that felt a spark of something extraordinary, a flicker of a future that was brighter and bolder, and then did nothing. It's the deafening, absolute silence that follows an unwritten sentence, an unspoken truth, an unlived life. And that silence has a capital. It has a headquarters. It is in that field of stones where the wind doesn't howl. It just sighs with the weight of 1,000,000 postponed tomorrows. Let me tell you about one of the tenants. He's not a famous king or a celebrated inventor. He's just a man. Let's call him Arthur. Arthur, whose stone is simple and gray, was an accountant. He wore sensible shoes, carried a brown bag lunch, and his world was a universe of numbers that always had to add up. But Arthur had a secret. In the bottom drawer of his desk, buried beneath tax returns and pension plans, was a notebook. It was a cheap, spiral-bound thing, its cover stained with coffee rings and the faint smudge of a dream. In this notebook, Arthur had designed a board game. It wasn't just any game. It was intricate, clever, a world of strategy and storytelling that would have made children laugh and families gather around a table for hours. He had the rules perfected, the board meticulously drawn, the cards illustrated with his own hesitant but heartfelt drawings. He had play-tested it in his mind 1,000 times. He knew it was good. He knew it was special. And what did Arthur do with this universe he had created in a 99-cent notebook? He kept it in the drawer. He told himself he would show it to a friend. Next month, he told himself he would look into how to get it manufactured. After the busy season at work, he told himself it was a silly hobby, a pipe dream, that the world didn't need another board game. He was waiting for a sign, for a bolt of confidence from the blue, for the right time. The right time never came. A mild heart attack on a Tuesday afternoon did. And now Arthur lies in the rich earth, and his billion-dollar idea, the one that could have sparked joy and connection, is buried with him. It's part of the graveyard's vast, untapped treasury. The interest on that dream compounds every day, not in money, but in the sheer, aching volume of its absence. The world is ever so slightly quieter, ever so slightly less fun, because Arthur waited. Then, there is Eleanor. Her stone is smaller, nestled under an old oak tree. Eleanor had a voice that could stop time. I'm not being poetic. I heard her sing once, just once, at a family wedding when the band took a break and someone handed her a microphone. She sang an old folk song, a simple melody. But when she opened her mouth, the entire room stilled. It wasn't just that she was in tune. It was that her voice carried something inside it. A deep, resonant sorrow and a soaring, impossible hope all at once. It was the kind of voice that could have healed broken hearts, that could have scored films, that could have filled stadiums with a collective breathless awe. People told her, Eleanor, you have to do something with that gift. She would blush, look at her shoes, and mutter something about it just being a party trick. Truth was, Eleanor was terrified. terrified of judgment, terrified of failure. What if she auditioned and they laughed? What if she recorded a song and no one listened? The potential for rejection felt like a physical wall, 1,000 miles high and 1,000 miles thick. So she chose the safety of silence. She sang in the shower. She hummed while doing the dishes. She buried her talent in the backyard of her own fear, and she watered it with regret. Now, the only thing buried in the earth is Eleanor. Her voice, that instrument of pure, unadulterated magic, has been permanently silenced. The graveyard is richer for it, another priceless asset in its collection of lost art. And we are all poorer. We will never know the anthem she could have written, the lullaby that could have soothed a generation to sleep. Her fear was the lock, and her procrastination was the key that sealed that vault forever. We walk through our lives and we see these tombstones, and we think they mark an end. We are wrong. They mark a surrender. They are white flags planted in the soil, signaling a retreat from a battle that was never actually fought. The enemy wasn't a monster or a rival corporation. The enemy was the voice in their own heads, the one that whispers, "Who do you think you are?" The one that hisses, "You're not ready." The one that calmly, rationally suggests, "Maybe tomorrow." That voice is the most successful assassin in human history. It has killed more dreams than every war, every disease, every accident combined. It doesn't leave a bloody crime scene. It leaves a clean desk, an empty canvas, a silent instrument. It leaves a life of quiet desperation, a slow-motion suicide of the spirit that culminates in a physical death that is almost a formality. We are all, every single one of us, standing on a precipice. On one side is the life we are living, the comfortable, the familiar, the safe. On the other side is the life we are capable of living, the wild, the unpredictable, the magnificent. The chasm between them is not made of rock and air. It is made of fear. And we have been taught to see this chasm as a protective barrier, a sane and rational reason to stay put. But it is not a barrier. It is a bridge that you build not with confidence, but with action. Every single step you take across that terrifying void is a plank of wood laid down. You don't need to see the other side to take the first step. You just need to be willing to tremble, to shake, to feel the dizzying height, and to step out anyway. Think of the idea you had in the shower this morning, the one that made your heart beat a little faster. Where is it now? Is it already fading like mist on a mirror? That is the first tiny death. That is a micro-deposit into the graveyard's bank. Think of the conversation you need to have, the apology you need to make, the love you need to confess. Every day you hold it in, you are rehearsing a speech that will one day be delivered to a headstone, not a person. You are writing a eulogy for a relationship that could have been saved. This is the real wealth of the graveyard. The unwritten novels, the unlaunched businesses, the unmended fences, the unspoken "I love yous." It is a museum of human hesitation. I'm not asking you to be fearless. That is an impossible request. Fear is a part of the wiring. It's an ancient biological alarm system that kept our ancestors from being eaten by saber-toothed cats. The problem is, the alarm now goes off when we think about public speaking, or quitting a job, or asking someone on a date. The cat is not in the room. The fear is real, but the danger, most of the time, is not. So I am not asking you to be fearless. I am asking you to be brave. And bravery is not the absence of fear. It is the profound, earth-shattering decision that your dream is more important than your fear. It is the recognition that the pain of regret will be infinitely greater than the pain of failure. Failure is a bruise. Regret is a cancer of the soul. Look at your hands, right now. Look at them. These are not just hands. They are instruments of creation. They can build, they can comfort, they can write, they can play. They can turn the key in the ignition of a car that takes you toward a new future. They can dial a phone number that changes everything. They can hold the hand of someone who needs to hear your truth. These hands are not meant for wringing and anxiety. They are meant for doing. And every moment they are still, when they could be moving, they are digging. You are, with your own inaction, digging your own plot in that rich, silent city of the dead. You are paying for your future tombstone with the currency of your present procrastination. The world does not need more ghosts. It needs more voices. It needs your voice. That thing that makes you unique. That strange combination of your experiences, your passions, your quirks, your pain. That is your offering. The world is literally waiting for it. The graveyard is full of people who thought their offering wasn't good enough, wasn't polished enough, wasn't worthy. They were wrong. The mere fact that it came from you makes it worthy. A cracked vase can still hold beautiful flowers. A rusty bell can still ring with a clear, true tone. Your imperfections are not disqualifications. They are your signature. So what do we do? How do we stop enriching the graveyard and start investing in the land of the living? The answer is deceptively, infuriatingly simple. You start. You don't need a grand plan. You don't need a 5-year strategy. You need a 5-minute action. That billion-dollar idea. It begins with a single email. That voice that could inspire millions? It begins with recording a 30-second clip on your phone. That book you want to write? It begins with one sentence. One terrible, awkward, clumsy sentence. Because you can edit a bad page. You cannot edit a blank page. Action is the antidote to despair. Movement is the cure for paralysis. Do not wait for the right time. The right time is a myth, a fairy tale we tell ourselves to justify our stagnation. The right time is now. This breath, this heartbeat, this singular fleeting moment that will never come again. The clock is not ticking, it's screaming. And with every toll of the hour, another deposit is made into the silent bank underground. Another dream is cataloged and filed away in the cold, dark archives of what could have been. I am speaking to you as if my life depends on it, because in a way, it does. My future self, the person I am capable of becoming, is depending on the decisions I make today. And so is yours. Your future self is watching you right now, from a point years from now, with either tears of gratitude or tears of bitter regret. They are either thanking you for your courage or they are cursing your timidity. Which future do you want to create for them? Do you want to give them a life of stories, of scars earned in battle, of love lost and won, of glorious failures and hard-fought victories? Or do you want to give them a life of clean hands, a quiet room, and a resume of safe choices that ultimately meant nothing? This is your wake-up call. This is the alarm clock ringing in a room that has been dark for too long. You have been sleepwalking. We all have. We move through the motions. We pay our bills. We watch our shows. And we pretend that the quiet ache in our chest is just indigestion. It is not indigestion. It is your potential, screaming to be let out. It is the dying echo of the person you were born to be, begging you to listen before it's too late. So I am begging you, do not let your dreams become part of that silent wealth. Do not let your story be one of those that ended too soon. Not because death came early, but because you never truly started living. Let the graveyard be a monument to the past, not a prophecy of your future. Let it be a place you visit to remember, not a place you reside. Start that business. Write that poem. Learn that language. Forgive that person. Book that ticket. Have that difficult conversation. Sing that song. Do it badly. Do it messily. Do it scared. But for the love of all that is holy, do it. The world has enough ghosts. It doesn't need yours. It needs your fire. It needs your voice. It needs your messy, beautiful, imperfect, and wholly unique contribution. So go on. Pick up the pen. Pick up the phone. Pick up the instrument. Pick up your courage. And build something, anything, that proves you were here. that you fought, that you loved, that you tried. Let the graveyard be the richest place on earth, but let your life be a place of such vibrant, explosive, and lived experience that you leave it bankrupt.